Hey, yo, what the frick is up, gamers? I don't know why, but that's kind of how I've been sliding into group chats lately. Anyway, hey, it's your guy, Sojourner Kai, and today we're going to be attempting to climb with some spice. So, this list was a list that was brought to my attention in the Mastering Runeterra Discord by a man who goes by the name of Scathus, whom you guys might know. Kind of invented and popularized the Predict combo, the Zillion Echo deck that actually ended up popping off as a kind of swarm deck overall. It's a very fun one. Although not exactly my play style, I'm definitely more into the more mid-rangey or control combo decks, and that kind of ends up being, you know, the style that I go for. I just realized my camera's a little too high, so let me just knock that down a bit. Professional YouTuber here, by the way. But this is a spicy list that combines Freljord and Shadow Isles, so it is definitely a control deck. No doubt about that. But it does try to pack these very slow punches in a way. As you can see, we have Gohard, we have Bone Scryer, and then we also have Doom Beast in this deck to kind of give some semblance of burn in what we have. We also have Catalog of Regrets to help get turbo out copies of Gohard, and also Vengeance and Atrocity as kind of ways to, Atrocity as a finisher, Vengeance as a way to control the board a little bit better. And then of course we have Gnar, Udyr, and Sejuani, all three of which are champions that benefit from doing damage to the Nexus. So this is, yeah, like Freljord control with Shadow Isles, but it has a bit more of a slow burn kind of tactic going for it. I've tested this list, okay, I've tested this list maybe once, and it felt pretty fun. It reminded me a lot of the Elise Doom Beast Shellfolk Flicker burn thing that was going on, where you would play Doom Beast after activating his Nightfall effect, and then you would recall it with the Lightning Rush, and then Lightning Rush, or after you use Lightning Rush, you would then put the Doom Beast back out on the board and keep just draining 2 health from your opponent's health bar. So it's kind of a similar idea in that sort of slow burn style, like I've been saying already. But it still has plenty of control tools, and I think that this deck will do pretty well on ladder currently, simply because of how much aggro is running around. You look at the top-rated list right now on any website, really. You look at Mobalytics, you look at Swimstrom's website, you look at Runeterra AR. Any of those websites, whichever one you prefer to use, you will see that aggro is king, and the thing that beats aggro is simply healing and generating blockers. So stuff like Vile Feast is pretty good. Unspeakable Horror, being able to create a Nightfall card in hand and keep up card advantage, is also incredibly powerful. Gohard, this is a threat of a card because it can just finish games for you when your opponent is unavailable. And with the lack of Ionia also going around right now, this pack your bags is looking kind of deadly if your opponent isn't able to burn you out, and we have tools with which to stop that from happening. Now, earlier today, I recorded a Ziggs tally a couple of games, and these are just going to be meta thoughts, so I, of course, timestamp things, and will, you know, appropriately timestamp this out, so you can skip to the first game. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the meta, and maybe even in the future in another video talk about my thoughts on Legends of Runeterra's response to, or lack of response in regards to competitive. But for now, I'm going to be talking about how I see the meta shaping up this first week. Not that it's settled at all. There's a bunch of diverse decks. I played against Azir Irelia earlier, which was unbelievable. I haven't seen that deck in quite some time. But with the one thing that really kind of bothers me a lot about, especially the Reddit discussion, is that people see, oh, Gnar's in the deck? All right, well, Gnar's OP. Because Gnar can go in this control combo, he can go in a mid-range deck, he can go in aggro. And the point isn't that Gnar is so overpowered that he makes all of those archetypes viable. It's that those archetypes have never had a great second champion, and Gnar is flexible enough to then be able to fill in a slot as a jack of all trades. Is he a good mid-range unit? Yeah. Is he a good aggro unit? Absolutely. But would I say that he's a better aggro unit than some of the other champions that we have in the game? Like, is he better than Misfortune? No, I really don't think so, because even with all of the things that he has, quick attack, 4 attack, he's very, very strong, I will say that. He's still vulnerable to a lot of Demacia lists. He's vulnerable to Frostbite. He's vulnerable to ways that the game, tools that the game has given us in droves. And I think that he really just enables other archetypes to be stronger because he just happens to slip into every deck possible, just because his level up is really easy. You look at something like Veigar has to play with darkness, otherwise he never levels up. Or you look at Thresh has to survive and see 6+ units die, which means that he has to be in a Ionia shell usually, because those decks are the ones that will have enough to make sure that he lives through it. Your units have died or have been tossed 25 times. This locks Maokai pretty much entirely into deep, aside from a couple of very strange mill decks that I have seen. Nocturne has to attack with night. You have to attack with Nightfall allies. That ties him down to one specific archetype. Or Braum has to survive 10 damage, which is not easy to do, especially when it's a 4 mana, 0 attack unit. Now, with Formidable being a thing, and with Durand Architect being able to enable his health as his attack, Braum has become a very good champion in specific decks. So, my point is that Gnar is a good champion, but he's not Formidable Braum levels of perfect fit. He is just a unit that fits everywhere. I'm really kind of upset by how much Reddit likes to complain about this, because you often see them talking about how like, this champion's OP, please nerf, oh my god. It's such an overreaction. And if we wanted to tap his power a little bit, make the Pokestick fleeting that he creates. Force him to play it that turn so that it doesn't keep generating value. There you go. Like, if we really want to nerf Gnar so badly, and we want to keep complaining about him, then let's actually talk about some reasonable nerfs to him, instead of just saying that Gnar's OP, this game is so broken and so bland. Anyway, it's just something that's been on my mind recently with the release of this champion. But that's enough ranting. Hope you guys enjoy the matches, because we're going to go ahead and jump right in. Oh, wait, I got to change cosmetics. Hold on, this is very important. Wait. Okay. First game is Yuumi Pantheon playing Demacia Targon. I played against this deck earlier with Tilium Ziggs. I almost said Tilium Malphite. That's just kind of reflex at this point. I don't think that there's a whole lot that I can really utilize here, so I'm not going to be keeping any of these spells. I want to look for units instead, because Mana 1, most likely going to have the Saga Seeker here, because, you know, faded units. That's just kind of how they are. Mana 2, I dropped Vulpine Wanderer here for sure, specifically because I want to be able to get in for damage. Our Gohards aren't going to be very effective in terms of removing units, just because of how these units work usually. You know, faded, it's like faded units get to be buffed over and over again. I do want to play this, but I'm burning 2 mana off of him by not committing anything else here, so I'm quite okay with this. There's Pantheon. I will stance swap to get this this off of him, this barrier, force him to play a buff on this, and then also make it so that he can't buff Pantheon, which I think is pretty good. Yep, Ram Stance does one to everything else, hits their Nexus, so we get a Plunder proc and UDYR proc, and they have to pass. They didn't have any buffs or want to play any buffs to buff Pantheon, I guess. They could have sharp-sighted, but is that really going to be worth it? I beg to differ. I could open attack here. What else would I do? Play UDYR. I'm just going to attack. See what happens. Yep, smack face. Get him down a little bit more, which is good for me because 3 on Sejuani already. So this is going pretty well. Now, I do have to be worried about... Well, I don't know. I guess I could just play UDYR. It doesn't really matter if they have single combat to me or not. I can block with Vulpine Wanderer, who has gotten plenty of value in. We've dealt 5 damage to face with them. Alright, now here's another funny thing you can do with Catalog Regrets, is that it will copy Stance Swap. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Sejuani and just cancel this attack out entirely. Alright then. Pass. Awesome. Look at all that mana we're burning. And how many turns is he leveled on? 2. At turn 7. He is leveled on dos. That's kind of insane, isn't it? Like, am I wrong in thinking that that's a little bit nutty? Okay. I'm going to play Catalog of Regrets first. I want to play Shaman's Call, because then I can generate a ton of free stance swaps for next turn. So now what does my opponent do? Well, we have 2 UDYR in the deck, 1 Gnar, 3 Sejuani. Because Sejuani ultimately is the finisher here. Asked to single combat, or consider a strike, yeah, that makes sense. I think double Vile Feast might be the play. And if that doesn't go through, well, it doesn't really matter, right? Because it dies anyway. Yeah, it's okay. But they know that my Sejuani is more or less my win condition here, so I do have to be kind of careful. Shaman's Call to do what? I could do 2 more Ram Stances and do damage to face. That doesn't feel great. I could do Spirits Unleashed. Doesn't feel great either. I think it is Shaman's Call. Just because I can generate and give free stat swaps now. I'm just going to do this. So I can give him regen. Pass, stance swap to deal 1 to everything else, and further my leveling here. Now we've dealt damage 4 times to face. Pretty good if I do say so myself. This Yuumi is getting to be pretty scary though. But we do have another Shaman's Call, which is pretty funny. And damage to face really sucks. Not gonna lie. I do want to find Vengeance here. I'm struggling against these mid-range matchups 95% of the time. So that does 13 now. 11 to face. Ouch. But at least Pantheon isn't leveled this turn. Can do Shaman's Call again. Do a Bear Stance here. And then again, I am playing pretty heavily into single combat. Pass. I'm going to do Bear Stance again, just so that I have a threat for Pantheon to think about. Not for this turn, but for another turn. Another pass. Okay. We can go... Ice Shard might be good. Just to start things off. Deal damage to face. We have Sejuani drop, and then Vile Feast. So we want to get Sejuani leveled in hand first. See how my opponent does. Bastion. Okay. Well, that does suck. But it doesn't make him invulnerable to Sejuani, which is nice. And it does also make it so that he is vulnerable to this attack here. Does he have elusive? Spell shield, augment, challenger, quick attack. Nope, he does not. Summon Sejuani. And Frostbite this 17-12 because it's not a skill that does damage to face here. 8 mana, but it's going to be a lot of buffs to try and kill my units here. It's pretty cool, because I get to do 8 damage to face right now. Ayo. You know, honestly, I don't think I mind too much. Not like it really changes much anyway. I do want to get the spell shield off, though, and maybe I can find a something rather next turn. I think attacking here is a mistake, though, just because of all the mana that my opponent has. I am dead. Not gonna understate that in the slightest, but Pantheon doesn't get an attack here, fortunately, because I have Ice Shard and another Ice Shard. So we Ice Shard. We also have Unspeakable Horror, so there's no way that this Pantheon gets through and deals enough damage to kill us. Also doesn't have Scout, so this attack will not be doing anything. Stance swap to give Sejuani over regen. I could have actually blocked with... I should have blocked with UDYR. I should have blocked with UDYR to get a strike off. That was a misplay. Because then I could have had that stance for free. Alright. We pass. Heal, heal. Okay. Another stance swap. We could level UDYR here. Now, also, Pantheon doesn't have Spell Shield anymore, which is nice. So there's this. Get ourselves back up a little bit. Oh, yeah, he's got 16 health. Don't worry, fellas. Pass. Yeah, I can afford a pass, I'm pretty sure. Could do Ram Stance here as well. I'm going to do Ram Stance. Again, I don't think it's great. I'm going to give you Overwhelm now, make you a 10-10. And then this UDYR is going to be massive when he levels, because I have cast an unbelievable number of stance swaps. I'm going to pass, keep burning his mana here, because we are the control deck. We're not the beatdown in this scenario. We also have Flash Freeze now, which is pretty cool. Hello, Wounded White Flame. I'm going to drain one from you, so we activate Unspeakable Horror for the block. Another heal. Hey, Pantheon. So Yuumi does get the level up. Yeah. Let's do it. I should have Frostbite ahead of time. However, what they don't know is that I have Unspeakable Horror to drain one from their face. Now, odds, very likely that they single combat here, right? Never mind. We get the drain, we get the freeze. UDYR levels, becomes huge. Because remember, we cast 4 stances in one turn that one time. So he's an 11-11 plus whatever else. So he's an 18. We kill Pantheon with the UDYR level up. Oh. Ooh. Alright, that actually feels pretty baller. That's pretty cool. I'm going to play Destroyer because we just want more Overwhelm right now. It just feels really good. Ooh, this combo feels nice, dude. And we can keep stymieing any Pantheons that drop. Yeah. Do you think I care right now? I'm going to do Vile Feast here, just to heal ourselves up a little bit, because we are playing spells that deal damage to us quite a bit. And it creates in hand a fleeting copy of a fleeting spell, so it's not guaranteed to be the same spell every turn. Pantheon, this Pantheon also doesn't have Spell Shield, and he's a 5/3. So we're doing pretty good, I would say. Rally. Okay, I have Flash Freeze. We're totally chilling here. Big chilling here. I will pass. I have an 18/18 to block with. I'm not... Sir? Uh-huh. Oh, right, he has Challenger. Hate to break it to you, I have Flash Freeze. Block. Skip block. Sharp Sight? Sure, you do. You kill my 2/2. I take 1 damage to face for this turn, and the attack flips back over to me. I don't think I'm under any threat right now. Oh no. My health bar. It's fine. It's actually perfectly fine. Alright. Well, that worked. Scathus is a genius. Okay, we're playing against Ziggs Talia Zillion, which makes sense. They want to have a lot of landmark destruction. I think Sentry is a keep, Catalog we toss, Doom Beast we toss. I want to keep Bone Scryer. Because if they're playing Zillion, then Bone Scryer is just an amazing blocker on 2. Actually, I should have tossed Sentry and kept Doom Beast. I think that would have been better. Vengeance is really nice. Only thing that would stop us is, what's the card? I play Bone Scryer. I know that I don't get an attack in here, but I'm honestly okay with that. Because of this, specifically. Okay, and we have Avaros and Sentry available. We have Battling Beard to find our big units. That's a lot of Roiling Sands. Avaros and Sentry, though. Like, I know I'm leveling Ziggs doing this, but I really don't have an option otherwise. Any card drawers? Poggers. I get 1 plunder. Fuck, for my troubles. If I play Babbling Beard, I don't think it makes too much difference. And I just get to play slow. They're playing 5. Man, 5 could drop Talia next turn in level, which is pretty big. This drains, does too much. Flash Freeze doesn't do anything. I'm playing, it's a very reactive hand that I have. And Beard doesn't even get UDYR'S, the funny thing. Beard doesn't even do anything this round. Here comes Talia to copy Preservarium, most likely. I have Vengeance available. Never mind. No Talia. No Talia, so I want to pass. Because this is an even trade here. I think I still have to. That's okay. Can't make me do more damage, so. Perfectly fine. I'm going to play Beard anyway. See what I draw off of it. It is Sejuani. So, I guess that's what Beard is in this deck, huh? It's just a pathway for Sej, I suppose. Pass. Obviously doesn't want me blocking with Bone Scryer, but Bone Scryer's gonna have something else coming. Okay. We have enough mana to do our funny Doom Beast thing here. So I can do Shaman's Call, Stance Swap, give O2 and regen. to start. Because, you know, might be funny. And then Ram Stance is just going to wreck this. Oh, that is such a tempting pass to take. I really want to take this pass. Because I have a fleeting stance swap. I'm losing 3 mana off of the Shaman's Call, but I'm also burning a ton of their mana. I'll pass. I think it's way more worth it for me to burn 6 mana off of them than it is for me to do like 1 combo when I can still get it later anyway. It explodes, of course. Light the fuse. I elect to pass once again. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you attack with Ziggs? The only thing that this deck has to deal with my units will be Rite of the Arcane. Which they could play pretty easily. So what I'm going to do instead is going to Unspeakable Horror this, which I know seems like a misplay because I'm not creating the Nightfall card in hand. However, if I block this, I'm opening myself up to them using Unspeakable Horror on a Scrappy Bomb to kill this, and I don't want that to happen because that's just great value for them, right? Okay, here we go. I could Doom Beast, I could Flash Freeze, I could Vengeance right now, but they have 7 mana, and that's enough for them to use Hourglass. I could do an Hourglass check, just not level Ziggs right now. Hourglass check? Or Right Negation. This deck is fairly flexible. Yeah, understandable. Okay. Fine by me. Yeah. That was a lot of damage. That's 5 damage next turn. 6, 7 damage? But yeah, the Ziggs Talia deck, I was saying this in the video that never recorded, but the Ziggs Talia deck, exceptional at dealing with, what's it? Okay, do this. I take 2 damage, fine. Whatever. I now have a target. I also have Fury of the North available in case I need to bail out Sejuani, but there's not a whole lot I can think of that they would use. Maybe this could be Minimorph. And I don't see very many versions of this deck that run more than 1 Hourglass for starters, but also, yeah, still playing into Riot of the Arcane, which they have. But that's why I have Fury of the North. I also have Flash Freeze for this, which I don't think it's a good target. Absolver's definitely better for me. In regards to that? Oh, that sucks immensely. Yeah, that might be GG right there. That's a pretty good Talia play. Having the second Hourglass really sucks. The version of the list that I run does not have 2 Hourglass. It only runs 1. But maybe I should up that, because this combo is actually just game ending. Look at that. Ziggs spawns, but since it's 2 landmarks destroying at the same time, then you're spawning 2 Ziggs, but they're exact copies. It still does 8 damage. Okay. So block, Flash Freeze, Fury of the North. Correct? Correct. This is just kind of the best option I have right now. They have a lot of mana, though, to deal with. I had to preemptively do that because, I mean, it was lethal otherwise. Because this dies. No, actually, it wasn't lethal, was it? I could have just let Sejuani die and played the next one. I think that might have been a misplay. Because this one has vulnerable, the next one dropping wouldn't. They could have unleashed energy, which would be lethal. But they'd have to play, if they play it on this Ziggs, just unleashed energy here and you win. Which this deck might not be running, because they're running 2 hourglasses. So who the hell knows? Also, UDYR'S nowhere near leveling right now. Like we said, pretty rough matchup. Today, Junior. Today. Okay. Ouch. Bye, Talia. Cool. I played Doombeast to heal. So I don't die to Ziggs right now. We could die to Pokestick. Pokestick is lethal. My opponent may have also disconnected. Because this would say passed if they pass their turn. But since it doesn't say passed, it means that they're AFK somehow. I know that people have been having connectivity issues lately with Legends of Runeterra. So I really don't want to win this match off of connectivity issues. That just sucks. That's just lame. I also have Rekindler. What the heck am I doing, man? I could have played Sejuani and then Rekindler. There's the pass. This doesn't kill me, so I just end round. It's 2 damage each, so we're okay. Alright, my opponent did disconnect. Man, I lost that. I lost that I don't deserve to have that win. I lost that through and through. What the heck? Give me my L, darn you. Oh, alright, here we go. Match number 3. This is Tristana Swarm. This is probably one of the best decks in the format right now. Go hard. I will absolutely keep. I'm gonna toss Udyr and Bjerg because I don't think they're great. Vengeance isn't great either, but it's better than nothing. Earliest I can cast it will be like turn 5, turn 4. Because I'm playing 1, 2, 3. If I bank 3, it'll be turn 4. But am I going to bank 3 against this deck? Pretty unlikely. Now, I'm sure that my opponent's looking at my list. Sejuani, Udyr, and Gnar with Freljord Shadow Isles. What on earth is this? Could also be looking up my recent match history on Runeterra AR or something to try and find out what exactly I am playing. What it is that I am playing exactly. Yeah, that's the right combo of words. I can play Go Hard here. Because it'll give me Plunder or Sejuani proc and also make it so that I can hit Nexus for 2 damage. Also level my Udyr slightly. And then next turn I have Stance Swap to kill Teemo. Ranger's Resolve? That's worth a Ranger's Resolve? What? Anyway. Questioning my opponent's decisions here. Okay. No, I'm gonna end round. Because I have Stance Swap to kill everything now. Like, it does not make a does not make a lick of difference. That's funny. Develop something. I have Stance Swap. I dare you. Like, oh, that was the silliest Ranger's Resolve I have seen in a while. Maybe they have 2 in hand and they think that it's very well worth it for them. That's going to be Impact. Let me go hard here. No, I'll go hard after. No, go hard saves me the most HP. saves me the most damage. Like, I am overhealing for sure. But if I don't go hard there, I take 3 damage instead of 1. I'm going to pass, so I don't need to play anything. Unspeakable Horror activated for next turn. There's Babbling Beard. Do I really want to play Babbling Beard? I think I'll play Vulpine Wanderer, just to create another stance swap in hand. I don't even need to play it, I just create it in hand. Face Sprout, okay. I could also go stance swap with Overwhelm and kill this. Is that necessary? Really? Then again, keeping a 5 attack unit on board does kind of suck. I think they might be waiting for me to play this so they can play Teemo. Let's do this and punch through. I'm not going to be doing any net damage here, but I'm going to be killing this at least. Woo! Me go face, because I need my procs on face here. And now they played. Oh, they don't Teemo. Never mind. I'm so used to decks with Teemo having Teemo, you know? I have Vengeance available for whatever champion drops here. That's not a champion. What the hell is that? What? I was promised a champion. Hold on. Just wait a dang minute. This wasn't supposed to happen. What the hell are you? I can just chump block. I don't care. I really don't care about this unit. It's done its job. I got Sejuani. That's all I need. So my unit is gone. I pass. I wait for this attack to come through. Not like I'm going to be doing much with it. Yeah, sure. Go nuts, big guy. I do this. Maybe it was a bad idea. Well, even if I had that, though, for next turn, it's not like Sejuani does much. With 2 mana, I need to have 3 at minimum to do something. Anyway, I can pass. I don't need to play anything here. Hey, Tristana. That sucks, but it's not the end of the world. Frostbite this, get vulnerable. Whip. They won't be able to build up enough attack to kill Sejuani, to my knowledge. 2/2, I have 1 mana. Yeah, I still... Yoink! 1 mana isn't enough to do anything. I get my hit. I end round. I could lose Sejuani. I don't think it's too big a deal. Is that a Vengeance I'm seeing there? I think I pass. It is... Wow, would you look at that? That is a Vengeance. Yeah, I could block here, but they're gonna have... They'll have, a buff anyway, right? Friendship blows us out of the water, though, if they're running it. And they're not. So I'll take 4, trade off a unit that I can't really deal with too effectively. Vulnerable to a rally, I guess? Like a 1 mana unit in a rally? Pokey stick. Alright, well. The judges can confirm there is no rally in the hands of the opponent. Just no bitches. Okay, that's 3 copies of Go Hard now. Or I could do Sejuani again. And then stance swap to give her more attack power. I just want to hit this. care about much else here. That sucks. Anything I can do about that? Not really. I mean, Sejuani levels, sure, but like, okay. Then again, if I level Sejuani, I block. They have no mana to block with. She's still at 6 HP, and I don't die to an open attack. And I either take 4 damage or I take 4 damage. And I have a go hard target for next turn. Oh, I miscalculated. Whoops. That's fine. I block here. They have no mana, so they can't buff this to kill it. Bonk. Pass. They're getting that through anyway, so it doesn't make a difference. Okay. I still have Vengeance available. I have Doom Beast. Ah. Vengeance. Skip block. The last card could be Sharp Sight. And if it is, whatever. Like, I lose. Pokey's Dig? Ah. I believe this saves it. Yeah, I live on 3 HP. There's the Ranger's Resolve. Bane of my existence. That card should not be 1 mana, by the way. I think it's kind of ridiculous. I think it's actually kind of ridiculous. I keep forgetting as well with rallies. Like, this is why I'm never going to get Masters. But I keep forgetting that, like, multiple attacks in a turn can happen, even when it's not their attack turn. I'm used to chaining attacks one after another, and that ain't it. Siveraction is in Freljord this time. So what does this deck do that we don't know about? Flash Freeze is good. Vulpine Wanderer is good. I keep the Scryer because it just stymies attacks. Go Hard is very nice, especially for this 1 mana unit they might drop here. There it is. Go Hard. Easy. 1, 2. Sorry, I'm fixing some settings on my screen. There. Alright, ending round. If we do Vulpine Wanderer, what are we playing into? You know, let's find out. I've kind of forgotten. I haven't played Siveraction in quite some time. I swing for 2 damage, though, which is very, very nice. I also have Stance Swamp to clear out some units. Oh yeah, duh, they have Action on too, usually. Bone Scryer dies to... Oh wait, they're not playing. It's Siveraction, but without Demacia, so I don't have to worry about Sharp Sight, which is nice. Hello, Gnar. I don't have a way to play Gnar this turn. Unless they let me swing for 2 damage. And that's not going to happen. I think I pass. They're burning 1 more mana anyway. I can threaten development. Oh, that's scary. That is extremely scary. I'm gonna Stance Swap and give Boar Stance. Just give some good old regen. Make him a 7 health blocker with regen. So now he's a problem. I could have Vile Feasted my own guy, but I don't think it's worth it. You have to play so weird and reactively with this card. I'm not sure if I like it very much. I'm going to Ice Shard first. Just deal 1 to everything, get the Spell Shield off of Sivir. And then I have Flash Freeze available. So that seems pretty worth it. Whack. 2 points of burn. I also have Gnar available. Not certain what buffs this deck has either. Shapestone maybe? But haven't played a Landmark. It would still be enough to kill, though. I do want to pass. Depending if they attack or not will determine my course of action there. And now, I do attack. Because this is a threat. Cool. I trade a unit. Perfectly fine by me. There's that. I have Vengeance available. Newsflash. Don't care. If I snap a Vengeance off, the only thing that really punishes this is a Riot Negation. Just gonna play another blocker then. Pass. So what if I... If I use a Vengeance now, is that bad? Not really. It gives me time to develop, but if I do Unspeakable Horror, I can get Gnar on board, and that might be even better. Create Cygnus in hand. Pass. I play Gnar. They're not playing Demacia, so I don't have to worry about... Wait, Siphoning Strike. Oh, okay. I didn't... You know? Not a card I expected. I kind of forgot about it. We're both playing very strange decks. Just the two of us. Excuse me, sir. That's illegal. You're not allowed to do that. Just a couple of zero attack units looking at each other. No threat of rally. No concerted strike. So, not terrible. Not a terrible place to be. Still worried about Riot Negation. My hand is very bricked right now. I have a Flash Freeze available. I have a Sejuani. Okay. Yeah, Sejuani it is. It was right on my tail. Pass. You got it. Maybe I should have used Vengeance earlier. Then I would have forced the Riot Negation out on a turn where I don't have to use it. Oh dear God. What are your champions? Sivir and Akshan? Akshan dies to my thing. And then I can play... I still have mana. I still have mana to play Sejuani then. Okay. This is a weird turn. It's a very weird turn. So we play Sejuani to give you Frostbite so that you don't do anything this turn. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And then I want to Vengeance you because you're a bigger threat, and then I have another Vengeance for next turn. Whack! And I create a Vengeance next turn, which is pretty baller. Ooh, but Shaman's Call? No, I'm kidding. Shaman's Call. Not great. Vengeance is just, strictly speaking, better on Akshan here. But I need to do damage to face is the problem. And I don't have a lot of ways to do that outside of hitting Shaman's Call right now. Which is unfortunate. Because it does also mean that, like, just playing into something. But I do get this spell shield off of Sivir. Whack, whack, whack. That instantly levels Homeboy. We do it again. So I kill all these units off here. They don't have Overwhelm yet. But I do have to worry about Absolver. Pass and round. This regenerates. I know that I lose the Vengeance there, but again, I'm very, very worried about the thing. Riot Negation. I could lose to Absolver right now, though. And that would suck immensely. Troll chant. But why? Oh. Well, that sucks. Yeah. Okay. If I had Ice Shard, I would have been okay. But alas, I do not. Udyr level doesn't do a whole lot. But it's a card. He is definitely a card to play. Udyr just feels so bad here. Play that. Play Udyr, I guess. But Udyr doesn't do anything when he hits board. He's just big man. He's there. Like, what is he? An 8/8? It's not big enough. I need him to be bigger than that, to be honest with you. I'm still losing to Absolver right now. But I'm not dead on this attack, so I'm just going to skip block and not even... I'm not even going to bother trying to block, because I don't want to give him the chance to play Absolver if they're not going to pre-commit. Okay. Stand swap. Grant regeneration. We'll see what he does. There's no rally effect, thankfully. Stand swap. Ram stance. And then Udyr also becomes a 10/10 with this. I end round. And Akshan levels, so I have to be worried about the Relic of Power in hand here, which is a focus speed spell. Keep in mind. Actually, I win here. I might have won here because of Cygnus. Just because Unspeakable Horror created this BS card in my hand. That's so funny. Yoink. You like it? I mean, shut up and fight. Okay. Cygnus. How about you Cygnus these balls? Has a Frostbite is my read. Maybe. Quicksand. Ah, that's lame. If we get to create a stance, though, and win still. Stance swap. Kerpew. Right? That's a win. Let's go, baby! We did it. Oh, alright. Cool. Man, if we were playing against Demacia there, we lost 3 turns ago to Rally. Let's be honest with ourselves. Holy smokes, that would have been a really bad match if they were just playing the regular version of Sivir Action without Siphoning Strike. Alright, fellas, well, that's going to be it for this commentary on this very bizarre deck. UDYR'S Bizarre Adventure. Maybe that's what, you know what, that's what we named the deck. UDYR'S Bizarre Adventure, because it's a JoJo reference. You get it? Like, it's funny because it's a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure reference. Are you laughing yet? Anyway, I don't need to get so salty about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. But yeah, that is it for the deck. I think I showcased what it does pretty well. I'm not entirely sold on the brew myself. Bone Scryer, while we did win off of it that last game, doesn't feel very solid because it's just there to be like, hey, don't trade into me the card. I might even swap it for that new card. It's the 2-mana 3/2 with Overwhelm. That deals 1 to both Tusk Speaker, this card. Deals 1 to both Nexuses, because this essentially does what this card does, but it's actually an aggressive option that can block Fearsomes. So I kind of like how this card shapes up a little bit better in this deck, maybe. And Babbling Beard, while it's good for drawing Sejuani, it's good for drawing Sejuani. You know, it's fine. We're also not running any troll chance in this deck, so might make a few modifications myself, but we did get wins with it, and I think that the deck is still pretty solid. So aside from a couple of personal changes and personal pastes, I think this is looking like a pretty solid list, and I might even try to take this all the way up to platinum, maybe diamond again, depending on how far I can take it. And it feels okay in the meta. I'd say that from this limited experience that we've had so far, that Demacia looks like a pretty bad matchup, but Demasia's always kind of been a hard matchup for control lists. You look at Darkness Control, for example, and they hard lose to things with rallies, with single combos, things that can remove their units more effectively. Shyvana Pantheon, for example. But that's going to be it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed some more Legends of Runeterra commentary. I'm going to try to get these out more regularly, and hope to see you all around. Safe travels, and goodbye.